We have started a unit over linear equations. So we've learned how to find the slope, and we've learned how to find the slope and the y-intercept from a graph. So today we're looking at the slope-intercept form of linear equations. Your essential question is, how do I use the slope-intercept form of a line? Your learning intention: I am learning the different forms of linear equations, how to graph them, and how to solve them. So you've got two warm-up questions. Find the slope of the segment that connects the points, and find the slope and y-intercept of this line. So pause the video and do the two warm-up questions on your own. I do hope you tried them on your own. If you're able to complete them correctly, then you know you're understanding concepts. If you're still struggling, then you know you need more practice. So as I'm looking at this is x sub 2, y sub 2, x sub 1, y sub 1. The subscripts simply tell you which point they're off of. I could use subscripts of 3, 4, 5, depending on how many points I had to identify. So find the slope of the segment that connects these 2 points. We know that slope is rise over run, the difference of y over the difference of x. My y values are -2 and 10. -2 minus 10. My x values are 11 and 19 and -11. 19 minus -11. -2 minus 10 is -12. 19 minus the -11 is 19 plus 11, which is 30. Okay, so I've got to simplify. I know that 2 goes in both of them, but do I have anything larger that will go into both of them? 3 will go into both of them. If 2 and 3 both divide evenly in, then 6 will divide evenly in. So -12 divided by 6 is -2. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So the slope of that line is -2/5. Now, a lot of us struggle with simplifying fractions. That's where our calculator comes in. I'll type in -12 divided by 30. I hit my math button, and I hit enter, and it tells me I'm going to change it into a fraction. I hit it again, and I get the simplified fraction. Makes it quick and easy. So let's find the slope and y-intercept of the line. The y-intercept is actually the easiest one to find because it's where it goes across the y-axis. So your y-intercept is 1. The slope, however, is negative. This time I have to find 2 places where it crosses the corner of a box. I know it crosses here, and as I come down here, it crosses here. I form that right triangle. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go right 1, 2, 3. So the slope is -5 over 3. So to put it in slope-intercept, which is this y equals mx plus b, I start. The 2 pieces I have to know are my slope and my b value. So this is y is equal to negative 5 over 3x plus 1. Slope-intercept form is the y equals mx plus b form, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So to be able to write in that, you have to know the slope and the y-intercept. So find the slope and the y-intercept of the following two lines. The slope is that number, the coefficient of x, that number in front of x. So your slope here is going to be 3. Your y-intercept is what you end with. Okay, pause the video. Identify the slope and y-intercept of the next equation. I hope you tried it on your own. The slope is that coefficient of x. So my slope is negative 8. My y-intercept is that what we end with. And in this case, it's minus 15, which means your y-intercept is negative 15. So that's how you identify it from the equation. Can you write an equation in slope-intercept form that has a slope of 7 and a y-intercept of negative 12? Y equals mx plus b. So remember, you're changing the y, the y and the x stay the same. You're substituting in m for your slope and b for your y-intercept. So I start with y equals, what is my slope? 7, followed by x. What is my y-intercept? Negative 12. I could put plus negative 12 or simply minus 12. Take a minute and look at this. Your slope goes in front of your x, and your y-intercept is at the end of the equation. So, on your own, write the equation in slope-intercept form that has a slope of negative 1/2 and a y-intercept of 3. Pause the video and write it now. I do hope you try it on your own. Y is equal to, what's my slope? Negative 1/2. Followed by x. It's a positive 3, so I put plus 3 at the end, and I'm done. Okay, now that brings us to graphing it. So you begin with a number that is at the end. So you're going to begin at 4. This is actually the point 0, 4. It's on the y-axis. 0, 4. I move 2/3. That's your slope, which means I go up, 2, right, 3. So So I start at the point I've identified. I go up 1, 2, and then I go right 1, 2, 3. I now have identified 2 points, and I can draw my line. Okay, see if you can do the next one on your own. Are you able to graph that on your own? Pause the video and see if you can do it. I'm going to leave the first one up so you can see what to look for. Well, I do hope you tried. If we're looking at it, we begin at -2. So that is the point 0, -2 on the y-axis. How do I move? -3, 4 over 4, which means down 3, right 4. You always go to the right if you can. If it's positive, you go up and to the right. If it's negative, you go down and to the right. So I'm going to start at 0, -2. I have a slope of down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have identified 2 points on my line, and I can now draw my line. So, how do you know you're successful? You know you're successful when you can identify different forms of linear equations, graph them, and solve them. So today we're starting off with the slope-intercept form. And that's the form y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. B is your y-intercept.